Hello, what's going on, guys? Hockey Guy 1 here. Welcome to my review of Madagascar. So before we get to this review, I'd like to wish happy birthday to Dolphin Dude 1 because that's the reason why I'm doing it, because he requested me to do this for his birthday, and I thought I'd return it, so I just did for that, reviewing it for that reason. So yeah. So Madagascar is directed by Tom McGrath and Eric Darnell, and stars Ben Stiller, Chris Rock, David Schwimmer, Jada Pinkett Smith, Sacha Baron Cohen, and Cedric the Entertainer, Andy Richter, Tom McGrath himself, Jeffrey Katzenberg, and a lot of other guys. So the story is basically, there's Alex, Marty, Malvin, and Gloria, who is inside of a zoo, and until Marty wants to go to the wild, so he ends up getting caught. They end up getting caught inside Grand Central Station, and then they're sent to Africa, but the penguins end up turning around the boat, which makes them fall off the boat and end up landing on the island of Madagascar, and they're gonna have to find their way back to New York. So I thought the story was very good. Like, it was very coherent and done very well, and it is really good, easy to follow story with a good plot in it from the first act, second act, and third act. It's easy to follow, and it's done very well. Alex is the main protagonist, for part of it at least, but for the most part, I just kind of consider him the main protagonist, of course, since he's kind of focused on it more than the others. And I do think he has some great development. Like, he goes around in the wild, he gets his instincts, he's hungry, and then he ends up developing well with the team and realizing what he did was wrong in the climax, right before the climax. And he's developed very well as part of the team, for sure. Marty as well has a pretty good character. I mean, like, as you can feel for him because he wants to go to the wild, and he wants to do something new and go to the wild, and he also develops well with Alex. Like their friendship is done very well, and he's a very good character for sure, and he's done very well with his development with the team. And Melman is kind of just the guy who's always sick, and just Draft who's always sick, and ends up eventually developing the team. At one point, he is kind of depressed, and then he's kind of motivated by the rest of the team to not no longer be depressed, and it's a great development for his character, and he's very relatable for sure. And Gloria is as well kind of the motivator thing for Melman. I think she's a pretty good character. I mean, she's pretty badass for what she does, and she's pretty kind of talented what to do. And her character is doing very well as the team, especially with her development with the friend, also other three friends. And King Julian as well is a very good character. Like, at first he does kind of question their friendship, and kind of question them when they first arrived in Madagascar, but over time he kind of developed to get to know them better and realize they're not really a threat, and I realized that they're just kind of there they're just kind of friends, and his character is well developed and very good. I mean, like Maurice, more the penguins and the chimps are all kind of comic relief characters. I mean, and they don't have as big as a role as the other crybabies I mentioned, and they're pretty good. Like, the penguins are pretty good for comic relief. They're pretty funny. Moore and Maurice are pretty good as well, as they kind of stay inside with King Julian, and they're just that kind of characters, and they're done well. And the voice acting, especially from Ben Stiller, Chris Rock, Jada Pinkett Smith, and David Schwimmer especially, are all done very well. and they have great chemistry with each other, and it's very well with the voice acting, and I think they did a really great job with them. Like they all do their characters right, and all know how to voice act pretty well. So the animation is just fantastic. It's like you're probably not even gonna believe that it came out the same year as Chicken Little. Looking at this, like the character signs, like on Alex, like the fur is done well, and as well as on Marty, it's animated very well. Like the movement styles of it are done very smoothly and very well. And all the character designs and like the fur and Alex, like I mentioned, and Marty as well, and Melman as well. It looks like literally like how you'd expect a giraffe to look like, and as well as Gloria. It's kind of how you'd expect like a hippo to look like. As well as Mort looks pretty cute. As well as Maurice looks pretty good as well. And King Julian's animated as well as the penguins and the chimps. Like they did very well with these characters, and you can tell they spent some time on them because they look really good. Especially for its time turn, this came out the same year as Chicken Little. And the background designs are just fantastic. Like the island of Madagascar looks really great. Like the background in New York City looks great and very well animated. It's about in the water as well. It's done very well, smoothly and animated. Like it kind of looks like real water if you look at it closely, and especially like all the forest stuff in Madagascar, like I mentioned, it looks really great. Right. And the soundtrack is very catchy for sure. Like there's a lot of songs in it that's catchy. Like the song at the beginning during Marty's daydream, that's really catchy. And it's a very great score done by Hans Zimmer there as well as I Like to Move It, especially it's like just a very great song, catchy song, and it's just kind of like All Star and Shrek. It's a song that they'll probably never get out of your head, and it's a really great song, as well as What a Wonderful World song, like right before it came on, right before the climax. It's a very catchy song, and it's great, and it matches the moment very well. And it's a really good song. With that said, I do have a few negatives. Just like I did feel the jokes were pretty mixed. Like they weren't awful, but there's just some hits, some didn't, and like they did kind of overuse on stuff like pop culture references and humor, but there was a few humor that also kind of makes you laugh. But overall, the humor is pretty mixed, and the food stars are very bad villains to me. I mean, they didn't really do much with them. They kind of just ran into and ruin a party, and then doesn't really show up again until the climax. They're not really done well. I kind of wish that they focused on them more and kind of helped make them better villains and to develop them more as villains, like to see why they don't really like it and get into their thing. I guess they kind of developed that and actually showed why they're kind of villains. So overall, Madagascar is an underrated childhood classic, and I'm going to give Madagascar an 8.5 out of 10. So that was my review of Madagascar. What are your thoughts on Madagascar? Tell me in the comments below, and I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.